Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Scaling Brokerage podcast. Today, Sandi has been nice enough to bless us some of her time and share some of her experiences owning a brokerage and real estate in New York there in general. So I'll kick it right off to Sandi and let her tell us a little bit about herself and her business.
Hi, thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity. So I am the owner and broker of Goldilocks Real Estate. And yes, it did get started because I have blonde curly hair, but that's really not what my agency is about. My agency is all about finding what's just right for everybody in their specific needs, because in real estate, there is not one size fits all. Everybody's got different needs and price criteria and what they're looking for at different points in their life. So our goal is to find everybody what's just right for them, kind of like the fairy tale. My background has been in sales for basically my entire career. I had gone through school and I went into the fashion buying and merchandising industry, which parlayed into going into home office furniture, not a home office, really more like contract office furnishing and contract wall covering. And I was really, doing very well in my career, traveling quite a bit, and got pregnant with my first son, which was a blessing, and decided to give up and take a pause in my career. So I took 10 years off, had 2 children. And when my youngest son was starting 2nd grade, I was kind of getting restless and had an old, ugly kitchen, and I wanted to redo it. And my husband, who's in the real estate industry as well, he's in the commercial appraisal side, said to me, and I was working part-time for Clinique at the time, and I was supplementing some of the retail sales staff, and I was working on nights and weekends for, I remember, $13 an hour. And he was like, Sandi, I love being home with the boys. This is great. But if you're going to leave for nights and weekends, why don't you get your real estate license? And by the way, that ugly kitchen, if you want to get it done, save some money. So went and I got my license. And within a week of being licensed, I sold my first house. And I joined a larger franchise firm here in Long Island. It's called Daniel Gale, and they're connected with Sotheby's International Realty. So it was high end, and I was really proud to be with them, and it was a great start to my career. So within the first week, like I said, I'd done that, and then Newsday had come to the company and asked for some rising stars. I was much younger at the time, and I made the front cover of their real estate section as rising stars to watch and observe. So my career got taken off from there. And, fast forward, I did pay off and get a brand new kitchen that I paid for with my own real estate money, which was my,
Awesome.
that was my impetus to keep going. Right.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes we need something to get us started, to motivate us to get out there. So that's awesome.
It was so ugly, and I couldn't get it out of there fast enough. And it really put me in the go mode. So it was great. So
I don't everyone has something to motivate them. So that's
what I tell my agents, right?
Yeah.
Find your go-to and make it happen, right? So I also had looked, probably my first 5 years in real estate, I'd gone to, just as a lark, I went to see an auction, which in New York, auctions are not big in New York at all. And I went and I observed this auction take place. This company was called Maltz Auctions. And I watched this young woman with her dad raise her paddle one time, and they were live auctions back then, and she won her first home, and it was a co-op. And I'm sorry, it couldn't have been a co-op. It was probably a condo. And I watched the expression on her face, and it was so exciting to me that I called David Maltz and I said, hey, I want to meet with you. You don't know me, but I want to talk to you about this. Went out to dinner, and I created my own position with them, and that was 23 years ago. And I became their associate broker, and I, to this day, bring in tons of estates for them, and I sell real estate, I sell vehicles, I sell personal property. And what's kind of cool about that is I could do that anywhere in the world. That doesn't have to be localized to my license in New York. So fast forward to today, because I don't want to bore you with the other details. Everybody's got a story, right?
No, I enjoy it. I'm sure the listeners are enjoying it as well.
I hope so. It's just, I think it's not that interesting to me because it's mine. But fast forward to today, I opened up Goldilocks after working for other firms 9 years ago, July 4th of this summer will be my own personal Independence Day when I decided to go off on my own. And
awesome.
yeah, and I
Coming up,
love it.
coming up on 10 years, right?
Yeah, no, it'll be my 9th year. So it'll be, yes,
Oh, nine.
it's
Okay.
my first decade on my own.
That's awesome.
So, and I wish I had done it earlier. That was my only regret, is I love what I do. And I have tried very, very hard to take my experiences working for other firms and create what I call the unagency. All the nonsense that was put upon me, I do not put upon my agents. I try to treat them differently. I try to treat them with a whole different level of respect. And I really treat them as independent contractors while supporting them and giving them the tools. I don't treat them like they're children and tell them what they have to do and that they have to show up for floor time. And I don't treat people the way I didn't want to be treated. And we really have such a supportive, loving team that likes to go out together, and they care about each other's personal lives, and we're very connected. But the only rule I have in my company is there is zero room for drama. And and I know real estate comes with drama and a lot of egos, and I will not tolerate that.
And in the speak on, I know you mentioned kind of building that camaraderie and, being, having a real tight knit connection with the team there. That's awesome. It goes a long way, keeping, not all agents are going to stay around forever. I'm sure, most brokerage owners, even agents, I'm sure as well, obviously know that. So, doing what we can to, make them feel comfortable, and have them enjoy, that time when they are in the office or doing, events with us, whatever it may be. It goes a long way in keeping them around and keeping them happy in the brokerage, and, keeping them producing and keeping, them able to stay in real estate as well. So it's awesome that you're able to, help your agents really, continue to grow, continue to produce, continue to, enjoy to be around each other. That's wonderful to hear.
Listen, I'd love to bring on more agents, but I'm not looking. There's a lot of the bigger firms, in my opinion, and this is not a fact, this is my opinion. I feel like they're filling seats, and they'll say, oh, we've got, 150 agents. I'm like, well, okay, I don't want 150 agents. I want, again, the just right agents that have the same mentality that we share, that is very client centric. So I'm not looking to just fill seats in my office.
Absolutely. No, and that is huge, especially for, brokerage owners that are out there, recruiting, finding that ideal agent rather than just any agent, that we're looking for when recruiting. It can save us a ton of time, not having to, kind of sift through and, have those meetings, show up for coffee and, maybe for no reason in some cases. So it definitely, it goes a long way, having something in place to kind of, narrow that down for us, on the recruiting side, on the attracting side, everything there. Did you guys do anything on like marketing lead gen? Do you guys do anything to attract or recruit agents right now?
I have a wonderful virtual assistant that does a lot of my social media marketing, and she'll throw out some things on LinkedIn for me. Again, I'm very content with my team right now. If somebody came to me, I will always interview and see if they're a right fit. And again, I may not be the right fit for them, and I'm the first one to tell them that. So if they're looking for that large team, that large atmosphere, I'm not the right one. But if they're looking for a lot of hand-holding and support and a personal connection, then I am the right one. So I'm not actively like hard. I get calls from recruiters all day long. Oh, you want me to hire? I'm like, I'd rather interview and handpick my people than, again, I'm not looking to just fill seats.
Yeah, understand. No, I completely understand. Yeah. Well, do you do anything on the recruiting side? Like, even I should say meeting with agents, to kind of make sure that, before you meet with them, like they're going to be a good fit. They're going to kind of check off some of the boxes that you want them to before being able to like sit down and, have a meeting with you there.
Obviously I interview people. I don't just hire.
Yeah.
I kind of feel them out and see if they're, if we're right for each other.
Understand.
No different than interviewing a seller, like a seller that's going to be grossly overpriced and not realistic with the market. I'm going to shake their hand and wish them luck. They may get somebody to do that, but my reputation means too much to me. So I won't be the right fit for that. And I'm pretty clear in, again, what's right and what's wrong and our values.
Yeah, no, I understand you there. I mean, I skipped over there on accident as well. Have you along the way, from starting your own brokerage to being a broker for somebody else? Have you ran into any challenges? Anything that you faced along the way that you think might be helpful? Sharing the experience with maybe some other brokerage owners or agents. Maybe looking to take that step in the future.
Well, I could just say currently the challenges that we're finding, and I can only speak for my market, of course. I'm assuming it's elsewhere as well. The buyer brokerage thing threw the world on its head, even though in our market it's really business as usual, but it's a matter of educating other agents, buyers, sellers, my agents,
Yeah.
on the rules and how to handle it and the obstacles that will arise and how to overcome them. And we do a lot of meetings on that. And we had a big change in our MLS recently, like within the last month. And that whole system got turned on its head. So now everybody's got to spend time as we're gearing up for the spring market, taking educational classes, which is not timely. It's just upsetting everybody, and it's a lot of change, and it's a lot of shift and pivot. And I'm trying to keep everybody positive and focused and moving forward, because a lot of people don't handle change well, and then you throw it at a bad time, and it throws them off course a bit.
Yeah, no, I understand. No, and it can be hard to, already be kind of trying to adapt in one way, and then, something else gets sprung on us. It can make it difficult. I know it seemed to cause a lot of agents, especially, ones on maybe the, less producing side, to, leave the industry in the past couple of years. So, definitely have seen some changes in that.
And honestly, with all due respect, that's another one of the obstacles that we have to overcome, is that, my opinion, again, this may not be a popular opinion, but I feel that the bar to entry in real estate needs to be raised. And there's people that will do a transaction a year if they're lucky. They don't know the rules. They don't follow the rules. And an obstacle that we have to overcome is that we're doing the work for both sides just to get the property to close, because of the lack of experience sometimes that we encounter on the other side. So personally, I wish that the bar to entry was a lot higher.
Yeah, no, and it can definitely cause some or bring some maybe not the best agents into the mix, being that it's not the hardest to get licensed and everything in the United States, but also gives us the opportunity to help those agents that maybe don't know a ton and don't maybe haven't been taught the right way in the past. It gives us a chance to be able to correct them if obviously they're open to it. Not everyone's going to be.
But that's not really my job as a broker owner, is to train somebody else's agents. That's their broker's job, is to train them appropriately and properly, which is why I think a smaller agency, you do not get lost in the shuffle. That's what I mean about the unagency, is I try to make sure that I keep it mean and lean, so that people are educated. And when somebody walks out and they give a Goldilocks business card, they know that they're dealing with a professional that's been well trained.
Yeah, absolutely. It goes a long way, in building our reputation, building our brand, in our market, in the industry, having those, positive interactions, through and through each time, goes a long way. And, obviously being, properly trained and knowing what we're doing as well. Awesome. So tell me a little bit about what is the future hold for you guys, Sandi? I know, like 2025 just kind of kicked off. What does this year kind of hold for you guys? Or what do you hope for it to hold, I should say?
I don't know. I mean, I could certainly, my top producing agent happens to be, not because of any nepotism, but she happens to have the same work ethic. My top producing agent is my sister. So maybe one day we'll open up a Goldilocks East. My son lives in Puerto Rico. I might get licensed there and sell there. We actually have an opportunity right now where we're cross-marketing something in the Algarve in Puerto Rico. In Portugal.
Oh, okay.
So, between that and the auction stuff, we're busy. So I'll just increase the team at Goldilocks that's currently there. I get approached regularly to be bought into, Sandi, you need to come under Douglas Elliman or Compass, and it's flattering, but I don't want to be under the big umbrella. So
Yeah.
as far as the future goes, I tried my best to do things like we're doing today and push my own comfort zone and opportunities. I'm always open to hearing about what they are and going down that road, but I don't really have any intentions to drastically change. I mean, other than one day, in the next 5 years or so, maybe I'll retire, but I don't see ever not working. I love what I do. So I don't know, but I'm
Absolutely.
open to it.
I love it. I love it. When I know you touched on, kind of being the big box broker, I know it's something, my founder at Modern Day Brokerage here, kind of dealt with in the beginning, a lot of those like Remax affiliated LPT EXP now, obviously being a big one, reaching out and, want them to, join, kind of take obviously the name, some of the tools and things that they help behind trainings, things like that for the agents. Just curious, what has kind of caused you to stay independent? Obviously I know, I love the name Goldilocks Real Estate. But having like them offering the tools, things like that, what's kind of caused you to not go that route? Just curious.
You can give everybody every tool, but if they're not reaching into their tool belt, they're still empty-handed, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's more to me about the relationship. I could give you everything, but if you're lost in the shuffle, it's irrelevant. So my goal is to, like I was sitting with one of my agents yesterday and saying, okay, well, what are your obstacles? Everybody's got their own personal story as to why they sell real estate, how they sell real estate, kind of like this interview right now, right? And I kind of do that with my agents, and I try to determine what it is personally that's going on in their lives and how to help them navigate it. And I just think that the personal touch, to me, is more important than a CRM.
Yeah,
CRM is great if you're using it. If you're not using it, then, and I don't really like the idea of charging my agents desk fees and making them pay for E&O. And the other day we had a meeting and one of the agents was like, I'm going to pick up the bagels. And I'm like, no, I'll get the bagels. I don't want you to reach into your pocket. I'll pay for these things, because it's enough that they have to pay for multiple listing and NAR and this fee and that fee. I really try my best to keep as much money in their pockets, and I try to keep them happy so that they're not leaving the best I can.
Absolutely. So on that's wonderful to hear too. I would love being able to take care of the agents, and I'm sure there's other agents out there in the area in New York, in the New York market listening, that would love to have a broker that has the same attention to detail, and the same care for them that you do. So that's really awesome to hear that. You don't always get to hear that, especially in some of the bigger cities. It can get like Florida, New York, Arizona. It can get lost when there's so many agents and so many things going on. So that's awesome to hear that. I know we talked about this year's kind of goal, and you did touch a little bit. You mentioned in 5 years maybe that looking into retirement, kind of taking a step back, at least maybe as an owner, more so just kind of doing deals that you already have and clients you've already worked with before maybe. But what would the next 5 years kind of like? I know 2030 sounds a bit like the future. What would kind of be the goals for aspirations for you by 2030 there?
Well, to keep my roots from growing in, but that's not what you were asking, I suppose. Business wise, I don't know. I don't see massive change. It would be thrilling to celebrate our 15th anniversary. And again, maybe I will parlay this internationally. Although what's interesting is the Goldilocks fairy tale holds no meaning outside of the United States.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, it's interesting. And not only that, but it even doesn't hold meaning with younger generations. They don't know the fairy tales and the meaning behind them. So it might be lost on that, and maybe the company's name will have to change. But like I said, I have a son that lives in Puerto Rico, and he's a lawyer there, and he's got a lot of clients, very high net worth clients. So maybe I would open an office in Old San Juan or in St. John. So maybe taking it to another location where it's a little warmer. And just so you understand, when you say New York, what we focus on is Nassau County, Suffolk County, and Queens County. We touched a little bit on Kings County, which is Brooklyn. And as far as the auction business goes, that's international and that we can do anywhere.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Well, yeah. In my point, yeah, I wasn't sure. I knew you guys were based in New York, but yeah, I didn't know the specifications. So I appreciate you for clearing that up.
Yeah,
And
no,
then,
Manhattan is a different animal.
yeah, no, understand. And I don't know, talk to, multiple agents and multiple brokerage owners from New York as well. So I know it can be kind of varying, city to city, kind of, or even like borough to borough. It can be kind of a different beast to attack, as far as, trying to sell and even do like apartment listings, things like that. So no, I understand there. But do you guys have anything going on right now? Do you guys have any like events coming up? Anything on social media that you'd like to shout out or like to link that they could have the team link down below for us there?
Well, our website is www.goldilocksrealestate.com. And we do have ongoing promotions there as far as properties. Like we have an open house this weekend. We've got a lot of properties coming on as the spring market is upon us that are going to be broker loaded soon. So I would definitely keep an eye on the website for that. We cover, and again, because we are all about different, one size not fits all, we have some lower end prices and we have some very, very high end estates. We cover everything from 1-bedroom co-ops. We do rentals. We're one of the few companies that do rentals. We don't like to, but people have the right to housing at all price points and all needs. So, we will do a rental through a $15 million estate. So we cover divorces, we cover, upgrades, downsizing, first-time home buyers, end-of-life owners. One of my agents specializes in 55 and older places. And we put everything right to MLS, and MLS feeds to our website. The spring market's going to be busy based upon what our team is just discussing with what's coming. We have a lot of inventory that's going to be hitting. And again, various price points depending upon everybody's needs. And there's a lot of firms. And early in my career, somebody said to me when I was at Daniel Galen, and it was a high-end firm, I was selling a property in a lower area. And they said, "Oh, you're slumming it today, Sandy?" And I said, "Well, what do you mean by that?" And they said, "Oh, this is not like a high-end area." And I said, everybody has the right to a home at whatever price they can afford. I don't come at it with a snotty attitude, and I don't appreciate that. I think that we're not going to just highlight the high-end homes because that's not what we're about. We're about the people, and everybody has a reason for wherever, even somebody that can afford a $15 million home may be looking for a ranch-style home and they want an easier lifestyle, and that comes with no judgment. And I don't appreciate that attitude.
Absolutely.
So on our website, you'll see various types of properties, and we try to service everybody's needs, whatever that might be.
I love it. We'll have everything linked down below. Is there anything else that I didn't touch on, Sandy, that you'd like to share with the viewers, or with anyone that might be linked to the podcast here?
I guess really that's it. You'd asked what my suggestion would be for another broker owner getting started.
Oh yeah, for a newer brokerage owner getting started.
I wish I had done this sooner. You get in your own head and you question, is this the right thing? Is this the right time? And I really, I overthought it, and I spent too much time thinking about it. And it's really just kind of taken on a momentum of its own. I figured, all right, I'll start. I'll maybe hire one agent. And, that was 11 agents ago. So, and that was 9 years ago. And I really wish that I had had the guts to have pulled the plug earlier and started earlier, because it's like for me, it's like taking a ball of clay and creating it in what I wanted my agency to look like. And everybody's agency might look a little different, but for me, this is like a creation, and it's like another child. Like I'm giving birth to what I'm creating, and it's my baby, and I take great pride in it. And I would recommend, if somebody's really, everybody's different, of course, but maybe for them, if they feel anything like I did and just question, is this the right thing? You got in your own head, do it. I do have an office, and it's in Mineola, but I don't have a lot of rules. I don't say to the agents, you have to come in. I offer them an office and a desk and a computer and a printer and internet, and they can meet their clients there. They can stop in there, but I don't tell them how to be an agent because everybody's different. And if you prefer to work at home, work at home. If you want to work in your car, as long as you show up and look and act professional, I don't care. I don't care how you work as long as you work. It's work. I don't, make money. I don't care how you do it, but follow, the professional rules. And, I just think that I overthought it, and I wish I had done this 15 years ago because it's like watching your dream come true.
Absolutely. Well, no, I love it. I love it. And I love that, like you mentioned before, taking that first step can be hard, but you definitely, and I know a lot of brokerage owners have been on the podcast before, don't regret it, even with the ups and downs and everything that may happen in between. As long as we're putting the work in and putting our best foot forward, it's going to turn out, good for us in a lot of cases.
The other thing I wanted
to
what I also wanted to mention as a broker owner, the things that I do that I think are really important is to stay current. I sit on our local MLS. I sit on their administrative review board.
Oh, yeah.
And it keeps me current so that I can go back to my agents and say, whoa, listen, you never want to be in this situation. And to me, if I stay educated, my agents stay educated. So as a broker owner, I think that's something really important that I would suggest to somebody to do is get involved in their local real estate community that way. And the other thing is I got myself certified as a minority woman-owned business. So while I'm not a minority, I'm a women-owned business. So I do try to stay on top of those. Oh, you were asking also about exciting things coming up. We're getting involved with the Ryder Cup, which is the golf. Have you heard about the golf outing?
Yeah, we just had the Phoenix Open here, I think it was last weekend or the weekend before. Familiar.
We have the Ryder Cup coming. It comes once every 4 or 5 years to Long Island, and we're partnering with some corporate relocation firms to get some very high-end homes for rental here on Long Island that are like 5-bedroom homes. They're getting paid somewhere between $40,000 and $60,000 for a 5-day stay, and it's my job to help broker the homeowner that will leave for 5 days and broker it with this company so that their corporate executives have a place to stay for the Ryder Cup.
Oh,
so we get involved in different things. Yeah, it's kind of fun.
I hate it. And any way we can get our name out there, especially in a positive way like that, it's a good thing to do. So that's awesome. That's awesome. You guys are able to get into, something like golf, is very affluent for the most part as well. A lot of people even playing, watching everyone, most people own houses. So it's good to get in front of people any way we can. That's awesome. We'll have everything linked down below for you guys. Thank you so much, Sandi, for coming out and spending some time with us here today. Do you have anything else? Did I miss anything else before you'd like to wrap it up today?
I hope you're going to edit a lot of that.
I know you did. It was great.
Well, thank you. You were great, so thank you. What else did I want to tell you about? No. Basically our theme, and this is what I wrote here, there's no I in real estate, and that's for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
So, I do kind of subscribe to that.
Yeah.
It's all about clients.
No, it's a team game, team effort. Absolutely. Well, like I mentioned before, we'll have everything linked down below. So all of Sandi's website, any social medias we have there, we'll link them down below so you guys can get in touch if you're in the New York area, New York market. Looking to buy a home, sell a home, maybe get some more hands-on personal touch from your brokerage owner. Sandi's obviously here for us. So we'll link everything down below for you guys. And thank you so much for coming out today, Sandi.
Thank you so much for having me.